Hello and welcome to the Heresy Lodge. I am your host, Dylan Cooper. I forgot my name for a second there. But I am your host, Dylan Cooper, and this is our constant co-host.
Gavin Franklin.
Who? Where am I? Yeah, Heresy Lodge. That's us. We're gonna talk about some Two Towers. Actually,
Yes,
we're not gonna talk about any of the towers. We're gonna talk about some trees, I think.
we're going to talk about nothing but trees. This podcast, we're going to talk about Treebeard about 1/10 of the time that Tolkien spends talking about trees and Treebeard in his book.
Yeah, just like a forewarning. We've both been really fucking busy this last week, so we have not read a lot.
Yeah, we've gotten through. We're basically at the portion of Rohan where they're like trying to mess with Theoden or help Theoden out.
I'm on
Gandalf is
chapter
back.
6.
Yeah, Gandalf is back. He's fucking around. And again, like we haven't even really made it to the Frodo pieces. I was doing some looking at the future chapters, and I saw that there's so many more chapters after Helm's Deep. Like the chapters go like Treebeard, Orcs, Treebeard, Orcs, Treebeard, Treebeard. Not really, but like that's basically how much space is taken up. And then it's like save Rohan, Helm's Deep, and then the rest is like there's so many more chapters after where they go back to Saruman at I can't even remember the name of the place that Saruman's at, but they go back there and Osgiliath. No, that's a city. Um but yeah, there's like 6 chapters of all that stuff. I'm like, what is in there? In the movies, that was like 5 minutes. Like, what is
Yeah.
gonna happen with this?
I don't know. I feel like the trees in the movie was also very quick. It is not quick in the book. Well, Insart, they don't like to be hasty.
The ants don't like to be hasty. I've got a funny story about the I've got a couple funny stories about the tree chapter.
All right. Before we get into our tree talk, we are big tree folk here. Um, support the trees by joining our Discord. You can find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. You can email us at theheresiLodge@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube at the Heresy Lodge. Um, kill some trees, buy some merch. Um, yeah, those are the things. Gavin, what are you drinking?
It
It's
looks like orange juice.
I'm guessing mango cart.
No, it's not
Yeah.
Mango Cart. This is a beer from Country Boy. No, Toppling Goliath Brewing Company
Man, that was very similar to Country Boy.
from Iowa. They have a very similar logo. You see that? That looks like the Country Boy logo. You know what I mean?
Is that just a mug?
No, it's just like the orange and the
There's a
circle.
circle, man.
Dude, back the fuck
All
off.
circles look the fucking same, which fair.
I mean, they do the same. I'm wrong. This is the pseudo Sue
Oh, that's
ale
cool too,
ale.
man. Got a whole T-Rex.
And I'm pretty sure it's called the pseudo Sue because isn't there like a very famous T-Rex replica, not a replica, it's like almost a fully complete fossil, T-Rex fossil, and it's called Sue the T-Rex. You ever heard of that?
No, whoever named that fucking deserves to get kicked in the nuts.
It
Like
might it might have been named after the person that discovered Sue, but I might be wrong.
Stu, you deserve to get kicked in the nuts. All right, terrible name. Why would you name a dinosaur Sue? Like, how many
Um,
times are you ever gonna see a dinosaur and you give it a top 5 worst name?
Sue. So I bet you it's a boy named Sue.
No, it might be a boy named Sue.
Yeah, they were found in it was in South Dakota with support from McDonald's and Walt Disney.
McDonald's, big fossil people.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's a dinosaur named Sue. Um it's a pale ale and it is I mean, goof, it's a very pale ale. It
I mean,
literally looks like
look how fucking pale it is.
I'm drinking orange juice right now. It's
Never seen the
crazy.
sun. I prefer a good old tan ale.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it that much. I was thinking that it was going to be more, it is IPA, but it tastes like very hazy IPA. That's what pale ales taste like, in my opinion. It's like hazy IPAs. So basically the same taste.
I don't agree with that one.
I don't know. I think you're wrong, but moving on.
You also thought I was wrong about ints and ints.
I
But look who was fucking paying attention. It was me.
That caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie, like your ability to search on the Kindle really thwarted me there.
And never fucking doubt me.
What are you
Uh,
drinking?
I am drinking from good old Wine and Stoffner Hellas.
Oh, I fucking love Hellas's.
It is good. I should have brought
I
up
think they
two. I only
taste
brought up one. I made mistakes.
I think Hellas's taste exactly like pale ales,
No.
which
They,
tastes exactly like hazy IPAs.
no, that's not hoppy at all.
I know. I'm just fucking around now.
Do you even know what the fuck a beer is?
I was gonna leave it at a joke, but I felt like you thought I was serious and I needed to defend my beer knowledge.
Well, it's dog shit.
How is it? Is it good?
Of course it's good. It's like one of the like originals, I think.
Nice. All
So
right.
then
Lord of the
we
Rings.
where did we stop at?
Um,
I don't
then
think
that
we
we
talked
stopped at
much
the
about Mary and Pippin and the
yeah,
orcs.
that's where we're at. Which but so far was it's been my favorite chapter out of all of the chapters in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. This chapter right here was just awesome.
It was really good. Mary impressed me.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting him to be actually like so like calm and collected and like actually like trying to like escape.
Mary's like the real genius of the entire group. It's kind of crazy how smart Mary is,
Yeah, Mary's definitely carrying the hobbits.
for sure. Right
Because
now, we'll
like
see.
Frodo's a bitch.
Yes.
Sam is like a sex slave. I don't know what that's about still. It's real weird.
Pippin is just literally an idiot.
Yep.
Pippin was brought along just so Gandalf had someone to make fun of.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Spends like hours. You fucking idiot.
He's just the comic relief.
Yeah. But Mary, yeah, Mary's really figured it out. And they get captured by these orcs. And essentially it's pretty close to what's in the movies. What I see that's very different is the orcs have different clans, and this is not like talked about at all in the movies. The fact that Saruman and Sauron are like working together, but Sauron is like, yeah, Saruman's a bitch, but I need the ring alive, so I'm gonna help him out. But I know he's not gonna succeed. Like that's kind of the feeling that I get.
Yeah.
The orc groups kind of hate each other. I love the symbolism. Like one's got the white hand and the other one's got the eye on their shield,
Hmm.
and they're like warring orcs. And I always wonder in the movies like why there's uh what are they called? Urkai is the orc type Urkai.
Maybe.
Why there's Urkai with Saruman but not with Sauron? It's because Urkai is just a clan. They're just like really strong orcs in the Misty Mountains. Um, and so Sauron and his group, they didn't really have any Uruk-hai. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah. A very How do orcs reproduce?
You know, I actually
Because there's a
thought
fuck ton of them.
I thought about that too. And you've never seen a female orc, just like you've never seen a female dwarf.
Oh shit. Well,
Yeah.
you do in the Rings of
Rings of
Power TV
Power.
show.
That's true. That's true. But
There's probably female dwarves.
yeah, I think they talk about it later. I mean, they talk about it in the movies. I don't know if you remember the scene where Gimli's talking about female dwarfs and how they have big bushy beards.
Hot.
Yeah.
So hot.
Um, I'd imagine, I don't know if like orcs, like some of them are male and some of them are female, but they all just act like males.
That maybe.
I also like there's scenes where like the orcs come out of the trees, like in the movies. I haven't seen any confirmation on that in the books whatsoever. It seems like they're like an actual civilization that reproduce. So I'm assuming they fuck, but I've yet to see a female orc or any suggestion of a female orc.
There's so many orcs too. Like maybe they're like bugs or something where like one just pops at like 50.
Maybe like you have like an orc brood mother.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I'm thinking of like Futurama when like they go to like the Slurm factory and there's just a giant Slurm queen and you find out you're literally just like drinking her shit.
I wonder like that would be an amazing comedy skit, by the way. Like female orcs, like some SNL skit where like all the hobbits are running around and they walk into a cave. It's just like fucking two orcs fucking, and you're like, whoa, whoa! It's like, oh, it's a that one's a girl orc. And I'm just like, how the fuck do you tell?
Well,
It's
look
just
at her. She's
two
so hot.
orc. He's such a fucking sexy orc. Look at that thing. Damn.
There's like one tit.
I mean, think about like female orcs didn't really become a thing in fantasy. From my knowledge, I could be wrong on this, but I don't think female orcs became a thing until like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm like thinking of like other things with orcs. Like I don't think there's any female orcs in Warhammer, is there?
No, not at all. And
There's a
like
fuck ton of them.
you'll see, well, the orcs in Warhammer are fungus. That's how they
Oh yeah, that's
reproduce.
right.
So they don't have any females, which is, I mean, clearly Games Workshop needs to retcon that lore too.
That makes sense.
Hey, wait a minute. Technically, orcs are asexual. They don't have
Where
sex.
is my big titted orc mama?
I need to be. You could come up with so many orc memes from that. Like, I'm the biggest and the best.
And the sexiest.
Oh, the 60. I have the biggest movies. Oh, that's great. But the first time I've ever heard of female orcs was in World of Warcraft, and I almost wonder like what the graphic designer was thinking of. It was like, okay, we're gonna create all of these races, and they all need to have male female counterparts. Okay, okay. We've got humans, all right, elves, perfect. Tauren, what is that? It's like a minotaur. Okay, so kind of like a cow with legs. I think I can
One's
do
got a
that.
horse cock, the other one no cock. Got
Okay,
it.
seems all right. Do we put the Tauren's tits on? No? Okay, just cover up the chest. Got it. Um, what's the next one? Dwarfs, small humans, and then they get to orcs. And I'm like, what the fuck does an orc female look like?
Give her a big ass.
Just make it human, turn it green, give it some tusks.
Hot.
Damn, I fucked that orc. Then Warcraft game designers really changed the world on orc human relationships. I
Was
didn't
it
think I'd
Rule
ever want to fuck an
34?
orc
Probably was
before.
never the same.
Damn. There's definitely some like Rule 34 Urukai porn.
We're the Minotaurs.
I
That's
don't,
what I'm into these days.
don't you see this is a sexy Urukai? Oh my god. They're like so gross in the movies too. I can't even imagine.
But anyway, we have Mary and Pippin. They're held captive by some probably not sexy orcs.
There was a scene. Do you remember the scene? They don't, it's after the riders like surround the orcs, and the one like Sauron orc comes over, and literally in the book it's talking about how he's like feeling them up for the ring, but it's
Yeah.
like the way it's written is like his hand just kept searching
He's
over my body.
caressing my thighs.
It's
What
exactly-
is that in your pocket? Oh, well, I don't know, Mr. Orc. There might be a hole in there. Let's go put it in there a little further and see.
The dude's like, "Where are you hiding the ring?" Mary's like, "I think you know."
Check the other side. You'll know when you turn invisible.
Oh my god.
Oh, weird. You're not invisible yet. Keep going.
Let's just say it struggled to get that big. Oh my gosh. But that was a really weird scene. It was just the way that it read was like he just kept feeling around in the dark. He was like basically like he's sleeping. It's like you have the scene where like the wife's sleeping and the husband's trying to cop a feel. Like, what are you doing feeling around in the dark, Mr. Orc? So yeah, they get captured and the horsemen are like catching up to these orcs, and the orcs are trying to make it into what I would assume to be the forest. That was kind of unclear, but I think they were trying to make it to the forest.
Yeah.
And they get surrounded.
Well, let's
Uh,
talk about for a second the like imprisonment of
yeah,
Meri and Pippin. Like, cause like it fucking sucks for them. Like they are just being dragged along. The orcs are not stopping. There's like infighting between the orcs, and you have the Sauron and Saruman side be like, "Well, my master wants the Hobbit," and the other one's like, "Well, I just want what the Hobbit has, maybe." And then you have like they're just fucking like getting dragged, and then like, all right, well, here's some like cocaine. You're gonna be good for for a couple miles.
they basically do like give the hobbits liquid cocaine.
Yeah, I feel fucking great. Let's go.
He's like, okay, I don't want any problems, but I need you to run with me. I'm like, what? Take this. Let's fucking do it.
And like every now and then they get whipped, and at one point, Meri is running. He's like, all right, I got what is it like a necklace or like a brooch or something?
Yeah, it's the brooch from Lothaloran. So that was the gift that the Galadriel gave them.
Yeah, so like he finally is like, okay, I they think someone's following us. I should leave something so that they know like this is us. And he just literally makes a run for it, knowing he's gonna get caught. And when he does, he drops his brooch, and like the orcs don't notice. And you get like a later chapter where Aragorn is like, "Oh, look what I found."
Let's think about this um, from an optics perspective, okay? Saruman sends the orcs to find hobbits to bring them back. Couldn't they have just done the same thing with the ring if they had it and then it'd just be sitting in the grass?
Yes.
What's the plan there? It's not exactly a hard one to
Well,
thwart.
there's no way they're gonna drop the ring. Like I know, like like a long time ago, a guy dropped the ring in like a water, and it sat there for a long time.
I
They
also
would
think
never happen again.
like Saruman could have gave them just a little bit more information. Like they're look for the one named Baggins. And that way the orcs could be like, hey, are you Baggins? And they'd probably have to think, shit, do I tell them I'm Frodo, that I'm with Frodo or whatever? And they might be like, nah, I'm not Baggins. Great. Dead. You
Yep.
don't have to worry about that one.
Or why not just kill them and bring them back?
Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't. They would just carry bodies.
Yeah. And like I feel like the likelihood of them surviving a journey like that are these are extra small humans. They're smaller than dwarves. And you're running nonstop through fucking nature and shit. You're whipping them. All you have is some liquid cocaine to keep them going. Like you might just let them fucking die and take their
So
bodies
our
back.
mom was like, No, we'll get them here. Take this.
Like maybe like interrogation in case they knew where Baggins was, and they'd be like, "Bro, we don't know." All right.
They make it to the woods and they're like, wow, I can't believe we escaped. Should we go back to see if they have any more of that drought? I'm really kind of feeling like I want some.
That shit was nice.
It's real good. Oh yeah. Um, the kidnapping scene was really like fun. It was fun to see them like the orcs infighting. When I hear like Tolkien invented fantasy, that chapter was more so like what I would think of as modern fantasy, just orcs being asses and the kidnapping and the way they infight and um just orcs being orcs, dude. That's what fantasy is. It's orcs.
Yeah, like it even talks about like the two orcs that Aragorn and Co found, like because why they got killed, and the voice actor for the audio version is also very good. The second book's way better than the first one. The first one was, whew, that was tough.
Yeah.
This guy's good.
So Merry and Pippin escape the attack from the riders. And you know the ones that were like, oh, they were there, we fucking killed them. We weren't really like paying attention or anything.
Hey man, we just killed the orcs.
Yeah. So they make it into the woods, where they meet Treebeard. And speaking of audiobooks, like I'm still listening to the one on YouTube when I can.
Mm-hmm.
And the audiobook version on YouTube for Treebeard, I'm like driving back from Cincinnati, and it's like I can't fucking understand what Treebeard is saying in the audiobook because it's all like sound effects, right? So Treebeard's like it's fucking the bass is insane. And I'm having to turn
I
it
did not have
down.
that problem.
Oh, it's crazy. I'm like, what the fuck is this dude saying? And then Treebeard gets to his song. I'm like, oh my, it was like 3 pages of a song.
Yeah, the song goes long.
Yeah. So that was
And he
rough.
does even like best part is he doesn't know the end of it, so he stops. It's like thank God.
Yeah.
I was running while that was going on. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
This is
That's a tough
this is
one.
how I kill myself.
It was bad. Yeah. So the Treebeard chapter, they're in the woods. They find Treebeard almost immediately. Treebeard goes on a massive rant essentially about the history of Ents and how they don't know where the Ent wives have went.
Yeah.
Um,
He also talks about how they're lucky they found Treebeard, where he's an ent, but there's other ents,
called Ents.
also ents, and that's bad.
Bad. Yeah. We didn't run into any of those Ents. I don't know what those Ents look like. It
No,
seems they also said that like Morgoth, who's like the bad guy, he was responsible for like creating trolls in the Ent's image, essentially.
yeah,
And that the entire Middle Earth, a majority of it used to be owned by the Ents in the Great Forests.
yeah, which is cool. Also talks about how not all trees are ents, but all ents are trees.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's like all right,
That
cool.
does make sense. Um, got like he goes off on a song about the ant wives. So the cool thing about the ant wives, I've done a little research into this, but like Tolkien never reveals or talks about what happens with the ant wives. So it's kind of one of those um secrets that is still being like talked about today, along with stuff like the two blue wizards and where they went and all that stuff. Um, I am probably entirely wrong, but you know who I was thinking about when they were talking about the ant wives?
Yeah.
Marigold, Tom Bombadil's hoe.
Oh yeah.
He got himself an ant wife.
Hey, good for him.
Tom Bomb was like, I gotta get back to Marigold, you know?
I mean, like, there's definitely ents in his forest. I mean,
Yeah.
they were essentially captured by ents, right? Like, normal trees don't fucking eat people. Like, that's an ent, right?
Yeah, I think, well, I don't know.
That might have been one of the Ints.
They're supposed to be the same. They're basically like the same forest, just separated over time.
It also talks about how the Ent wives would like the area of the Shire.
Yeah.
So I mean, Tom might be fucking a tree.
Tom
They're
Holland.
also in a tree that moves around. So there's definitely Ents in that forest.
There's something going on. It kind of seemed like Tom Bombadil went and stole all the Ant wives.
Tom, you dirty dog.
You got tribute. I'm wondering where they went. Tom Bombadil's like, they're all here.
No one ever comes to see you, good old Tom Bombadil.
Hey Tom, can you help us on our journey? Sorry, I'm busy on the farm. All them ant wives.
It ain't easy, but someone's got to do the job.
Someone's got to do it, man. They're all so lonely.
No one knows where the husbands are, but I know where all the wives are.
It says that they go and like search for them every once in a while. Can imagine they get to Tom like, hey, oh yeah, I haven't seen him around here.
That's real weird.
Strange. Yeah.
Women trees, huh? Hot. Hot.
Well, you let me know if you find them now.
Curiosity's sake is all.
Yeah. Man. They got
No, you can't come in my forest. That I'll get confused. There's too many trees.
trees. They're not here though. Go look somewhere else. So Treebeard calls a council of the Ents because he's basically already he wants to basically fight, go to war with Saruman. And
Can I talk about how he summons them?
doesn't he just call, like yell?
Takes 10 steps.
Yeah, he's like a beacon as he's walking. He keeps letting off an alarm.
There's got to be better signals, right? Like, I don't know.
Start a fire.
Fire. I don't know. Birds? All the birds fucking talk. All right. You're
That's
telling
a
me no
good-
bird is nesting here?
That's a good point. All the birds do talk. Every other race has an animal signaler.
A squirrel, maybe? Like, there's all kinds of things, animals that interact with trees, and you're just going to grunt really
Maybe
loudly?
the trees themselves. Hey, pass it on. It's like a
Yeah.
giant game of telephone.
That's how it works in one of the Ender Games books. Like, there's like a race that, like, when they die, they turn into trees, and like the trees can all talk to each other. Like, that's like their version of the afterlife. I don't know.
Cool.
I feel like there's things that could have been done. And
Things could this could
loud
have
grunting. No
this
wonder
could've
the
been-
ant wives keep disappeared. Like that. You fucking hearing that shit? He doesn't sound like that when he's with me.
Stop yelling. This is ridiculous.
Are so damn annoying.
So they decide that they want to go to war with Saruman. That's basically the end of that chapter. It's crazy. It was probably a 40-page chapter, with very little actually happening.
It was long.
Yeah, Meri and Pippin. It's just mind blowing that they went through all the captivity and they were like, they're just still happy hobbits.
Yeah, and they're just chilling with some trees, and like they found or they were given to a hasty tree, and he was the hasty tree because one time he replied with yes. The whole like thing, like, oh, you know, don't be too hasty. All right, like just take your time. I was like, Jesus Christ, can we move this story along? God damn.
But they're going to war, and in the meantime, we have Aragon, Legolas, and Gimli. And I just love Gimli.
He cracks me up.
Yeah, very well written character. One of my favorite scenes, and this is still confusing to me. They're like camping outside of Fangorn Forest, and Gimli's on watch for like 10 seconds. And then this
really
old
is.
dude in a hat appears. He's like, what the fuck? Where'd our horses go? Holy shit. And
God
they're like,
damn it, Gimli, you're never on lookout again.
that's where it just appeared right there. So they make it into the forest a little bit and they run into Gandalf. So Gandalf is alive. Spoiler alert. Um Gandalf says later, this did you get this part? This is confusing. He says later that he was not the person that appeared in front of them.
Yeah.
Was he lying?
Man, I don't know, because Gandalf's such a dickhole, man. Like, they're like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, huh, who am I? Do you not know me? Well, you should know me. I know you. Like, you're fucking Gandalf, all right? What the fuck is all this bullshit? Quit dicking around. Like, there's shit happening. There are
Yeah.
trees going to fucking war right now, and you're just like, well, I don't know. Maybe you don't know me, but I know me. I think I know me.
You have
I know you.
Aragon says the line is, well, one thing's for sure, you still speak in riddles. And I just want to read that like he's kind of bitching. You know, he's just like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah, it's. I just don't understand. Like I think Gandalf is my least favorite character.
No, I can see it. That
Like
makes sense to me.
they're like he doesn't provide anything that I'm like, oh hell yeah, that was great. I'm just like, man, why are you an asshole?
Maybe Frodo and Sam so far.
Yeah, they're tough.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm confused. I don't know if Gandalf was just fucking with them. Gandalf was like, hey, like we had some like dude in a wizard's hat appear last night, like right over me, and then he disappeared. Was that you? Gandalf was like, no, it's fucking nuts. It's creepy. You're probably haunted. Like it was definitely Gandalf. Like Saruman didn't just appear and then disappear. Like what?
Silliness. I what cracked me up though is like later on, like he's saying that what's her name? The elf lady. Because he went and saw her.
Galadriel.
Yeah, Gladriel like gave them all messages and he was like telling them everyone's message and Gimli's like, man, she didn't leave a message for me. This is bullshit. Like I don't want to even adventure anymore. This is dumb. And he's like, oh wait. Like I was just thinking, like, did he just make all this fucking like stories up? Like is he just fucking with them completely? It's like, oh no, like she said that like you got a huge cock. And he's like,
Gimli.
oh yeah, I do. Like, you just made me the happiest dwarf.
Actually, Gimli, she sent me with pictures of her feet. Just for you. Here's her used panties.
I get like his stories just sounded like so fake, especially when we got to like Gimli's. It's like, oh yeah. Like, she totally left a message for you. I was trying to interpret the meaning of it.
And for you, Gimli, she left her bathwater. May it guide you in dark times.
I am going to pour this all over the kingdom of the dwarfs, and everyone is going to be so happy.
I'm gonna get the ring and I'm gonna put the ring in the bathwater and I'm gonna put it in my room on my shelf.
It's gonna be so cool.
I'm very excited. Galadriel looks into Gimli's mind. He's like, perhaps we should not give the ring to Gimli.
Anyone else, maybe it was okay. That guy's gonna do some weird stuff.
Meri will be putting it up his ass.
And an orc's gonna go searching, and I think he likes
It's really, you really can't tell with that one. We wonder why he put it up his ass in the first place. I mean, come on. What do you think's gonna happen?
Owen was gonna look there, guys.
I walked right up to the black gate and said, cavity search me. All right, Mr. Saruman, if you want it.
You better take a look.
So Gandalf comes back and Gandalf just drops it on him. He's like, yeah, you know, I fought the Balrog, but I don't really want to talk about it. But I fought him. I killed the bitch, and then I died and came back naked. And then I went to Galadriel.
And now I'm white.
I'm Gandalf the White. So yeah, let's go save Rohan. That's
Yeah.
basically what happened.
Yeah. That's
And
where
he
I'm
was
at,
like,
actually.
the hobbits, they're fine. Fuck them. Let's go.
Pretty much. Which, well, yeah, because Gandalf says, "Oh, I saw a tree beard and two hobbits." I think Treebeard saw me, but I did not speak to him, for I was doing weird shit in the night. Like, all right.
Listen, I definitely saw two members of my party riding with a tree. And I was like, I could say something or I could keep jacking off.
But I think we all know which option I chose.
Come on. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Pippin was there, and I did not want to fucking talk to that dude.
He's so fucking annoying, guys. Why did we bring him along?
I was totally about to fill them in on the plan, and then I realized what would be the fucking point? They're not gonna remember it anyway. So I just kept jacking off, and then I appeared by your fire, but that wasn't me. So anyway, here's Galadriel's bathwater. Let's go save Rohan.
Yeah, the whole sequence is weird. Like, it feels like too early for Gandalf. Which in the movies does he show up this early?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why. In my brain, it was like during the war when he showed back up.
No,
But
well, he shows up now. They get to Rohan. Like the way he writes Gandalf is like he's very much a character that appears and disappears constantly.
yeah, which is
Um,
annoying.
so they get to Rohan and things go down and he disappears again to go in the movies at least. He goes and rides down Mir, the dude that they met
Yeah.
in order to bring reinforcements to fight the orcs. And so pretty much the entire Battle of Helm's Deep he's gone, but then he reappears with the Rohirrim.
Yeah.
Um, and then he's pretty much in it for the rest of the movie. He goes with Pippin. He gets the ride with Pippin. I'm very excited for that
God
duo.
fucking damn it. I wonder if
Pippin,
like
did I
there's
ever
like
tell you about that time I saw you in the woods? It caught me off guard. Me and Treebeard made eye contact, and then he just kept moving on.
well, now we can tell you about what I was doing while we ride my very large white steed.
We get it. I killed a Balrog, and then
Did
I arrived to Galadriel naked.
also I like how he just like whistles and all the fucking horses just come back there and they're just like, huh, you fucking asshole.
He is an asshole. Like I literally like the when you say it like that, it sounds like such an asshole thing. Like he gets to the edge of the forest, he's like, "Watch this." All the horses come in. And he's like, "Look at that power." And if I was in the group, I'd be like, "You fucking show off."
Bro, you scared our horses off. Luckily they ran into your major horse, who is just the biggest, strongest, fastest, sexiest horse in all of existence. And they're
I'm
like,
telling
wow,
you,
we
that
battled
wasn't
this
me.
horse.
That was Saruman. I
Yeah,
wasn't there.
that's weird.
If anyone that's listening can tell us in the Discord, what this was he joking? Was that actually him that they saw that night, or was he just like we don't know? Maybe it was Saruman, or is it Gandalf just being a fucking dick nozzle?
I feel like it's probably just Gandalf being a dick. Oh, sorry, that wasn't Gandalf the White. That was Gandalf the Knight. What does that even mean?
Gandalf, you gotta
For a
stop
man,
having an identity crisis. We have a war to win.
some real Jekyll and Hyde thing.
Oh, that's great.
You will not like me on a full moon.
I'm Gandalf the furry. Oh no, Gandalf. We're not
Why
going
do you
down.
think this steed is so Loyal.
I saw Treebeard when I was being Gandalf the tree, standing very still in the forest.
I think he noticed me, but I was busy.
I couldn't move my head. I was really into the role playing.
I am an oak.
Think like a oak.
Sorry, I'm an it, but I don't want to be miscategorized as an int.
Yeah. I want to be an int without being an int. Absolutely. I totally get it.
What confuses me even more about the ints is like some ints just turn into like hollow trees and die.
Dude, I am impressed with I so much of that chapter. I was like, what the fuck am I listening to?
I was on a run, so it was all I had to focus on.
So
It
you're
was
like,
that or dying, so I just kept listening.
that's a tough one.
Yeah, like it was literally talking about how like the ints, like some of the ints were dying and like they would become like hollow and start to fall apart and die. I'm like, but why?
Only four of the like great ints are still alive.
Yeah, like the whole
Also,
thing's really confusing.
I think it's interesting. Like Treebeard, I thought was just an int, but his real name is Fangorn. Like the whole forest is fucking named after this dude.
Yeah.
Like he's a G. Like they ran into like the king of ints, basically.
Yep. Well, I
So
mean, he's the first int, I think, is what they said.
yeah.
Also, it's
Well,
very wild to me how like the elves just kind of named everything, and I feel like elves aren't even like that strong. Like you have what's his face, that's like a badass, but like most of the other elves we have seen have not been like super impressed by.
yeah, I mean, I don't think we've really. I mean, yeah, they let Gollum escape, which was like the
Yeah.
weirdest, the weirdest thing. Yeah, we haven't really seen a lot of like elf combat, so I'm interested to see how that works because you get this like idea from the movies and within the books that like these are within like not the books but the community that these elves are like these insanely spectacular powerful warriors that are incredibly agile and are just miles beyond the training and ability of the other races, but there's nothing so far whatsoever in the text to suggest this.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it almost indicates that the humans are more powerful in warfare, um, because they're just bigger and they wage war more consistently. So I don't know. Like, there's a lot of tropes about the elves in the movies and in pop culture that don't really align with the source material so far. Like the elves being very dour and serious and quiet. Like that is so anti everything that the elves are within the books.
Yeah, when we have fucking Legolas fucking and running on the streets like, oh, you send some men to do the plow, but you send an elf to run on the snow. Woo! And it's like, what the fuck is happening?
I don't know.
I am so fast, you guys are idiots. Ha 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 ha
He broke into the stores of liquid cocaine.
ha.
Yeah. And then like yeah, they're really crazy. And like I don't see there's nothing that suggests that Legolas is like even an incredibly powerful person compared to like Gimli or anything like that. So I'm interested how that plays out in a scenario like Battle of the Helm's Deep and
Yeah.
um, the fight the Palantir because I from so far what has been written by Tolkien, I don't think there's going to be a lot of combat ever in these books.
Yeah. I
Um,
agree, which is makes me wonder like how the books are so long.
for so
Like the
long.
movies, like the Two Towers, there's a huge ass battle that takes a long time. Same thing with Return of the King.
Yeah, Helm's Deep is like 10 pages in this book.
Well, there was a war, and then Gandalf showed up with reinforcements, and the
It's
war was
also
over.
interesting, like a lot of the battles almost seem like happenstances. You know, like in the movies, like you get this like build up on both sides, preparing for war. You see the orcs doing it, you see Saruman building an army. We don't have that here. Like
Yeah.
even in The Hobbit, you know, you have um the white orc, the pale orc, I can't remember his name, but he was like building up an army essentially with the forces of Sauron.
Yeah.
Um, but in The Hobbit, like basically it was just like a gang of goblins and a gang of wolves teamed up, and then they just were like arrived at the fucking um at the uh Dale, you
Yeah.
know. And the movies, it was like we have siege worms that open the mountains to prepare for this massive assault, and we're signaling like exactly where our battalions are going to go. That's just not what was written at all. It's almost like they were walking around, ran into each other, so they're gonna fuck around and find out.
Yeah, pretty much. Which I mean, I get maybe like Tolkien's like, look, I can't write a battle well, so
Good
I'm
on
going to
him.
write it.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Like sign
I'm
me up.
fine with that because
Mhm.
hearing about some man swinging a sword 35 times and you naming the sword on every swing, sort of in Carbine, I am fine
Spirit Telesto.
not hearing about it.
I mean, like it's impressive some of the stuff that the Warhammer authors were able to accomplish with battle scenes. But to me, it just goes to show that it shouldn't happen.
Yeah,
And
it's a visual experience. It's not I kind of like Titan battles for us, right? Like we can't picture that in our brain. So like
mhm,
reading it was a fucking nightmare.
yeah, I would say like that's why, like, especially for something like Warhammer, right? It needs to be done in a way that is visual, a visual medium. And if you're going to write something in a book form, like make it very vague, like Tolkien does. And then when you visualize it, it can be really fucking interesting in a cartoon or a movie or live action, however you want to do it. It just gets really, really complicated to do 75 books of nothing but war. And I'm like, ah, like the battles are incredibly difficult to picture in your mind. And people who say, like, oh, I can, I loved that, I love that scene, like, that's just bullshit. Like, there's no way that this author is doing a like how crazy difficult it is to articulate human movement on a second by second level in combat well enough that it seamlessly translates to a good image in someone's brain. It's like one of the most difficult things to do as an author. And it just shouldn't be done, in my opinion, most of the time.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my rant.
I like it. That was a good one. Um, so yeah, we haven't read a lot.
We're getting there,
We're
guys.
like 20% through the book.
No. We'll get there. We'll
Yeah,
get
it's
there for
tough.
sure.
I mean, it's kind of unfortunate because we're both super busy with work right now. Such is life. We also aren't trying to kill ourselves like we did with the horse heresy stuff. So, our episodes may drag out, but we're having more fun in our lives. So, sorry. I don't know.
Yep, we'll see.
Yeah. So, next week, we'll definitely talk more about this. We'll probably be like, I don't know, at least 30% of the way through the book. Maybe 40. We'll see. Hopefully longer, but you never know with us. It is a long weekend. So, things might be crazy. We might not have any
Memorial
time to
Day.
write. Yep.
Yeah.
Um, if anyone is going to the 500, enjoy. So best day in
Supposed to,
racing.
supposed to rain. Supposed to be big thunderstorms. I have a feeling that it's gonna get delayed, unfortunately.
I'm not going, so I don't care.
Yeah, I know you don't care, asshat.
But hey, people love the 500. It's a huge fucking deal. It's also kind of a crazy just how fucking big the racetrack
Dude,
is.
it's so much fun. I'll go every year I can. It's just so much fun. You can walk around and get a couple beers. They're not overpriced like sporting events would because I don't know, there's 350,000 people. They don't have to sell 1 million of them to make a profit.
Largest stadium in the world.
Yeah, largest stadium in the world. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Good old Indianapolis, Indiana.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
No one. No one ever thinks that we have the most monuments in the US either, but we do.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
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 Isn't that crazy? Because
Didn't
I don't
know
know where the
that.
fuck they are.
Yeah. That light pole there, that's a monument. And the Pacers?
Yeah, Eastern Conference Finals, baby. Game 2 is tonight.
Yep.
Game 3 will be at home Saturday.
Yeah. We'll see how that plays out. I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, we lost
They
against
should
the
have won
Celtics.
on fucking Tuesday, but they just like I don't know if they just like took the gun out and just started shooting themselves in the foot there on the court or what, but that was just a bunch of dumb shit.
You know, I'm really big into ref conspiracies, but the number of calls was insane. Pacers got like two
It
free
was
throws in
three.
the second half. Three?
Yeah.
That's
3.
pretty
The other team had like 20.
that's pretty bad.
A little different.
A little bad.
Especially in basketball where everything's sticky tacky.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you've limited about 3 times.
Yeah, that blows my mind a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little fucked. But I don't know. Maybe if Halliburton didn't forget how to dribble, or I don't know, we know how to throw a pass in with 10 seconds left. I don't know, guys. I don't play basketball. But I feel like there was a lot of things that could have gone better there at the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, I'll be done with my rant. Anyways, guys, we'll be back next week. Have a good one. Have a safe Memorial weekend. If you are in the US, if you're not in the US, go fuck yourselves. Just kidding, probably.
Also buy merch.
Yeah, buy all the merch. You need it. All right.
But also go fuck yourself.
See you guys. Have a good one. You can find our Discord pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. Emails at theheresielodge@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube at the Heresy Lodge. Later.